Hi, everybody, and welcome to Snohomish, Washington on this Thursday evening. Hi, Kit. Nice to see you here, Kit, as always. Thank you. We're on the south end of Springgetty Road up on the hill. Some cows down below, off there in the distance, and way out there in the distance is Mount Baker. Let's take a look at Mount Baker. Hey, Simply Miss Tanya, nice to see you. There's Mount Baker. So it's us a toss-up as to whether or not we're going to... Thank you, Simply Miss Tanya. It's a toss-up as to whether or not we are going to catch some color here. I think we're just a few minutes away officially from sunset. We're looking north. It's gray skies off to our left, to the west. However, I think there is a bit of a gap just above the horizon from Mukilteo looking across Whidbey Island. And if so, we might get a glint of sunlight coming through here momentarily in just a few minutes. So I'm going to hang in there and see if that happens. Meantime, I thought it would be fun to share this view of Mount Baker with you. Hope you all have been having a nice week considering these trying times. Thank you for inviting your followers, Simply Miss Tanya. Thank you, Kit. Hey, thanks, that Woof Woof. It's kind of you to say. If we look at the high clouds aloft, we can see they're kind of moving along in real time. We can see that. Hang on a second. We'll give you that tree as a reference. And just, I think you can see it moving left to right, south to north. Those are some higher clouds. Last time we were streaming live, we had a magnificent rainbow. We were down just down the hill here on Springgetty Road, looking to the east toward the mountains. And we also had some high clouds and low clouds. No low clouds that I can see from this vantage point today. Don't think that's going on so much. But these higher clouds, you can see the winds pushing them along. As I was setting up this scope, I could really hear the coyotes just down below me in the nearby woods. They were chatting up a storm. And they do that around sunset. It's very common here. Right in these woods in front of me. I'll show you that in just a moment. Thank you, Dayron. So you can see those clouds moving along. These are the woods I was talking about. This is a home just down this driveway on the left side here in the woods. Real nice older couple. I think I met them a few years ago, and they gave me their phone number and said I should come over sometime, and they let me on their land down there. Never did that. But since that time, the woman, they're elderly, she's gone into a home, and I believe the gentleman still lives there alone now. But what a really nice couple they were. No, I'm not trespassing. There is a pullover here. And the gentleman, I believe his name was Hunsinger, Mr. Hunsinger and his wife, they told me that this is a public parking spot. It's a pullover. It's one of the wonderful spots about coming to things about coming to Springgetty Road. Unlike some of the other local roadways right here in the Snohomish Valley, there's not always a place to safely pull over. There are definitely places to safely pull over here. Certainly not like it would be along Highway 9, which, you could pull over, but I wouldn't want to be near the highway traffic. Let's zoom back in on Mount Baker. Alejandro, 1998. Thank you for checking out the scope. That's looking north toward Bellingham. And this is off to our west. Some snow on the Cascades here in June. And just below, like Simply Miss Tanya, if you grew up here, then you know about cows. It'd be great if the coyotes would start howling again. That was pretty cool while I was setting up. So I'd say right now it's still a toss-up as to whether or not we're going to be fortunate enough to catch any color. What happens in the summertime, we're not officially at summer yet, are we? But even prior to summer, but definitely deep into summer, we'll see light well past 10 o'clock to the northwest. So think Alaska, off in that direction. Let me zoom out. It'll be like dark overhead, but we'll still see just past 10 o'clock, late June into July, a glint of color in that direction, which is our northwest. That is Mount Baker. I always liken it to a big scoop of vanilla ice cream out there on the horizon. There's another mountain up near there called Mount Shuksan. I've got to go up there sometime. I have a brother and some friends who go up there, and they've shown me pictures and video, and it looks just beautiful. I had difficulty getting a good cell signal. In fact, I couldn't go live because I just couldn't get a signal. Finally turned off my phone after opening and closing the Periscope app. Even when I had 4 or 5 bars, or I think it was 4 bars, I still couldn't get Periscope to go live. So I shut the phone off. Periscope told me the connection was poor, but then while it's still open, it told me I could go live. So that's good. You just bought 250 tulip bulbs from Tulip Town in Mount Vernon to help their business. Can't wait to plant them this fall. That is awesome. Wonderful, Simply Miss Tonya. Where are you going to plant all those bulbs? I guess in your garden, huh? You got a nice section to grow some tulips, huh? Hey, Janine, nice to have you here. From Vancouver Island, Nanaimo. I got a notification on Twitter from the USGS Twitter account that there was a 5.8 earthquake near Prince Edward Island. My mind immediately went to British Columbia. I was thinking British Columbia, and I retweeted it. And then I looked at the actual location, and it's off of South Africa. You're getting ready to move to Colorado. I have a big yard to plant. Oh, you will have a big yard to plant them in soon. Cool. Whereabouts in Colorado? I've had some opportunities to go into southern Colorado, Durango, and some other towns. Love Durango, by the way. Silverton. Ouray. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Now, I've always mispronounced it Ouray. You set me straight. Give me the phonetics. And as I do that, I want to point out we're catching some plum color off to the west now. See that? We'll see how that develops. First time, so Ouray is very high up, long winding road with a big drop off, kind of like driving over parts of the Cascades, but it felt even more severe. And I first time I went there, it was at night, and it's a historic town, a team with old buildings. And when I was driving, we drove into the town at night, and it's like you're in a cone. You're surrounded by these mountain peaks. It's like you literally are in a cone looking up, and a beautiful, beautiful starlit sky. So I ended up, after I got married, I took my wife there. And if you're going to live there, I am really envious. That's a beautiful, beautiful place to live. And then there were deer, and then those old historic buildings. It's kind of a touristy town now, I would say. We went to some neat shops. Now, we are catching definitely some more purple. Look at it, how it's starting to stretch out this way now, even just over there. Now, what if we get that coming towards Mount Baker? That would be cool. That remains to be seen. It is touristy, yeah. Now they're really getting some color. Probably isn't picking up so great on the iPhone, but they are getting some color there, that's for sure. I was going to park in a little area down there, but a lot of other people beat me to it. They beat me to it. So on the right side of the road there, you can see the white pickup and some other vehicles. That's a clearing where you can park. The Baileys, they own the farm here. They put up cones to discourage people parking along the left side of the road. But there are people parked there. So I don't do it anymore out of respect. I'll park across the street and walk over there. But look at this color that's coming in. I wish I could get that. It used to be Switzerland of America is nickname of I'm going to say it again, Ouray, and I know that's not right. Okay. It used to be on the iPhone, and I kind of get cranky about this. You could touch an area on the screen, it would adjust the brightness for it. And this just isn't doing it justice on the iPhone because that's a deep purple. If you live in the Puget Sound area of Everett, Washington, Tulalip, Marysville, maybe even Lake Stevens, take a peek out toward Puget Sound right now. My goodness, that is beautiful out there. If only I can get this. Let's see, we'll try a couple different things. I caught it there a little bit. There, we do that. Starts to give you a hint of what it's really like. Ouray. Oh, okay, Ouray. Thank you, Simply Most Tonya. So, are you moving there for a job, or, if you don't mind my asking? You're looking out your window, and I'm seeing the same thing. Wow, Janine. So Janine's in that general direction. You would think if I was talking Nanaimo, or even just south of her, Victoria, British Columbia, we'd say sharp north. Canada's to the north, and that's all true. But Vancouver Island, if you were in Anacortes, Washington, looking west, you're looking basically toward the south end of Vancouver Island, Canada. Okay, let's see what I can do here with my camera. Turning into a same-town relationship. Wonderful. Thank you, Dayron. Tempted to go out on the road a little bit. We'll do it while there's no car coming. Got a brief moment with no car, so let's go for it. Put the tripod in place. I'm going to do this somewhat quickly because there is a car coming. Okay, I gotta get off the road. Oh, so that car that was coming, now that it's on the hill, it's stopped. Probably taking pictures for that same vantage point. How about that? I'm going to let it hang on Mount Baker for just a moment. Still just make out nearly the top of the mountain. Clouds seem to be settling down. Blanket lowering, if you will, as we get past sunset. I tell you what, at Would-Be Tom, who oftentimes joins us on these scopes, it's probably about 15, 20 miles away, no doubt. Out on Whidbey Island, he must be getting some good photos that he'll hopefully post on Twitter and Instagram tonight of that purple sky off to our left. You would go snowboarding there often as a teen, Mount Baker. Ah, okay. Remember when I was in college at Western, a long time ago, they used to have, what was it called? Ski to Sea relay event starting on Mount Baker and ending, I believe, in Puget Sound, Bellingham Bay. Thanks, Sunny5619. They had a similar event when I lived in Wenatchee, again, a long time ago. It was called, I believe, Ridge to River. Started off at Mission Ridge. You miss ocean kayaking in Anacortes too. It's funny you should say that, Simply Miss Tanya. I've been kind of binging on orca videos, as I periodically do on YouTube, and I've watched a lot of them involving small boats and kayaks interacting, having encounters with orcas, usually in British Columbia, Strait of Georgia, that area. Yes, Sunny, it is. So, during the wintertime, we get dark just after 4 o'clock-ish. And once we get into the summer, which we're obviously not quite yet into summer, but we'll stay beginning around this time light well past 9 o'clock and approaching 10 o'clock as we get into late June. The orcas sometimes come close. I had the privilege of it happening to me. It was a bit scary. Yeah, I understand it. And again, I've watched these videos too, where people are standing on land, just on the edge, but it's immediately very deep, just off the land. And the orcas, especially, forgetting the name of the place, that's really a hotbed here in Washington. For doing that, it's a real well-known spot for watching the orcas go by in the kelp beds. Anyway, they've got a lot of places like that, especially in British Columbia. Show you the view towards that purple sky. There's still a bit of purple hanging out over there, but it doesn't really translate again to the foam. You just recently went to Banff. It was awe-inspiring. There's another place. There's a place I would like to go. The Banff Hotel is... I actually wrote about the Banff Hotel in a book that I wrote. So I had to become familiar with it, so I had to research it, but I never went there. It's like a castle, isn't it? Filled with so many shops. On the northern end of the Rockies, right? Glacier National Park was also awesome. Yeah. I've got a friend who has a bed and breakfast on Flathead Lake in Montana. Right on the water. You have pics of the castle on your Instagram. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. I think I follow you on Instagram. If not, why don't you go ahead and put, if you don't mind sharing, give us your Instagram handle. Is it the same? Lime Kiln. That's the one I was thinking of. Lime Kiln, yes. I've got to go there. Simply Miss Tanya. Toneya? It's different from your Periscope handle. Slightly different username. Okay, great. Thank you for the heads up. Really? That's interesting that somebody already had Simply Miss Tanya. Clouds have kind of the cows have kind of drifted over this way. So they're now in our view. I'll hang with it for a couple more minutes. I don't think we're going to get any more color. It's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you get the color bleeding through just even post-sunset, which is really cool. And I've talked about in the past where you think you're done with the sunset, you pack up your gear, you walk away, and as you're walking back to the car, leaving the beach, for example, you look over your shoulder, west again, and what happened? All of a sudden, the sky turned electric, That's always a nice surprise, but I doubt that's going to happen tonight with our sky. There was a magnificent sunset last night, but I did not get out to shoot it or scope it. But a lot of nice pictures on social media. Miss Tonya phonetically pronouncing your name. Interesting. Charles, welcome from Florida. Nice to have you here. You're welcome. Yes, this is Washington State. We're about 30 miles north of Seattle, Washington. We're in the, for the moment, quiet town of Snohomish, Washington. Usually is quiet for the most part. Got some clear skies there. The clouds here. Yeah, a lot of farmland just immediately below us. It's one of the cool things about the valley is it floods a lot, so it discourages development. So while many of the woods are gone that I were here when I was growing up, at least we got farmland here. Kent Valley, south of Seattle, different story. I remember when that was farmland. It got developed though. You got your very first ticket in Snohomish, 1994. Interesting. A second one in Issaquah. So you require at least 3 syllables in a town's name before you can be given a ticket. You are a speedy teen. That was a good gap of time without a ticket, simply, Miss Tanya. Well, Murphy's Law says once I end the scope, I'll hear the coyotes again, but I think I should probably just wrap it up. It was really nice having you here. Simply, Miss Tanya, thank you so much for sharing, and best of luck with everything, your future in Ouray, Colorado. That's really exciting, and what a wonderful place to live. Have fun in those neat shops. I remember getting some really good chocolate. I think it was ice cream chocolate, something like that. A deer walking through the town. It was really cool. Yeah, you're most welcome. Kit, thank you so much. Nice having you here from Redding, California, as always. And Janine, if you're still around, thank you for watching from Vancouver Island. Your boyfriend owns a shop in Ouray. Oh, awesome. Well, it sounds like you got a great future there. Hope to have you join me from Ouray. Maybe you can scope, and I'll be looking at your Instagram to see some pictures from your new town. He's a coffee roaster and a chocolatier. Well, there you go. Awesome. All right. We'll watch the reminder of the Rainier beer commercial. Simply, Miss Tonya will probably remember the old Rainier. Anyway, wonderful, Simply Miss Tonya. And he should slow down because that's 35 miles per hour. And I've done several scopes near 2 places right there in that stretch. From there for about another 100 yards where there have been crosses and flowers because motorcyclists have been killed. Anyway, on a much brighter note, I hope your evening and day tomorrow, your Friday, is a wonderful one. Take care, everybody. So long.